2024 Urbandale Council meeting to order. Welcome everybody here tonight. And ask Nicole to take roll call, please.
Bodie,
Here.
Aubrey Montgomery,
Here.
McBurney,
Here.
Rosendahl.
Here.
All right, thank you. Please stand as you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Urbandale is a national leader in character counts, endeavoring at all times to promote and model the principles of trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. In conducting tonight's meeting, we expect that all participants will act in a respectful manner consistent with these principles. Item 2 is to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by McBurney,
Second.
second by Carberry Montgomery. Discussion, please vote. That passes. And item 3, presentations. We first have a couple of proclamations I'd like to read. First is for the 2024 National Hispanic Heritage Month. Whereas National Hispanic Heritage Month is an opportunity to celebrate the rich cultural traditions and honor the positive achievements of the Hispanic and Latino American community in our nation, state, and our city. And whereas Urbandale residents of Hispanic and Latino ancestry are part of a rich and diverse cultural fabric in our city, and are helping to make Urbandale the best place to live, raise a family, and to grow business. Now, therefore, I, Robert Andewig, Mayor of the City of Urbandale, on behalf of the City Council, proclaim September 15 to October 15, 2024, as National Hispanic Heritage Month in the City of Urbandale, and encourage all residents to embrace and celebrate diversity in our community and the many positive achievements and contributions of Hispanics and Latinos to our city, state, and our nation. I don't believe there's anybody here to accept this for tonight for that, but we will certainly get that out. And next is a proclamation for National Library Card Sign-Up Month. I know we have a lot of people in here for this. Whereas libraries and communities across America are celebrating National Library Card Sign-Up Month during September 2024, and whereas the City of Urbandale and the Urbandale Public Library recognize the importance of forging connections with local residents, and whereas librarians provide a variety of books and resources to serve everyone in the community, making knowledge and ideas available so that people have the freedom to choose what to read. And whereas the library card empowers all people to pursue their dreams, explore their new passions and interests, and find their voice. Now, therefore, I, Robert Andewig, Mayor of the City of Urbandale, on behalf of the Urbandale City Council and the Urbandale Public Library, do hereby designate September as National Library Card Sign-Up Month and encourage all Urbandale residents to sign up for an Urbandale library card. And I'd like to encourage the Nicholas Janning, our library director, as well as the board members that are here, to come up. Of course. Oh, my goodness.
I saw him today. I saw him today, so I'll have to ask him tomorrow.
Oh, don't get him in trouble.
AJ, is John on your hair?
I don't see him.
Okay. It is not a hurry, but I still am having trouble logging into that planning app,
I had to download it. Did you download it?
so.
Members of council, it's great to be here to celebrate National Library Card Sign-Up Month. Very excited about this month. We have a lot of nice things going on at the library. First and foremost, I'd like to invite everyone, if you don't have a library card or if your card might have expired, we'd love to have you come over to the library. Library cards are free, and they really unlock just a whole world of wonderful resources and events and meeting spaces and equipment, all to the people that have a library card. So we'd love to have you come over there. Specifically this month, we're doing our Golden Ticket initiative, so very much like Willy Wonka. We've hidden some golden tickets throughout the library, and if you're able to find those tickets, you can let the staff know, and we've got some prizes that'll be available. So just kind of a fun little initiative. So other than that, thank you very much for having us here tonight.
All right, great. Thank you, Nicholas.
He's so good.
Next is a presentation from the Executive Director of the Urbandale Community Action Network, Jazmin Diaz. So Jazmin, welcome. The floor is yours.
Mr. Mayor and City Council, I'm Gail Cotwell, and I am a new board member for UCAN. I joined in April. And since that time, we've been busy hiring a new executive director and doing our strategic planning process. So I'm happy tonight to introduce Jazmin to you, and we're really happy to have her on board.
All right, thank you.
Nice to see you all. My name is Jazmin Diaz. I'm glad to be here during the day that you proclaimed the Day of Hispanic Heritage. As you can see, I'm from Mexico. I was born in Mexico but raised in Marshalltown. I'm thrilled to be at Urbandale, and I wish, and my biggest hope is to be, have you ever gone into that street, and I think it's right in front of the middle school that says, "Bloom where you're seated." So I wish that even if I'm not born and raised at Urbandale, I can bring a positive impact to this community.
Great. Thank you very much, Jazmin. And welcome aboard. All right, finally, we have our presentation from our Urbandale representative on the Des Moines Sister Cities Commission, Sanjay Najic. Sunny, if you can come over, please, just give a brief overview.
Mr. Mayor and City Council, my name is Sanjay Agic. I'm originally from Bosnia, living in Des Moines for the past 20 years. I know Bob for many years, yeah. This is my second year representing Urbandale as a sister city, and I don't like to speak publicly. Yeah, but you know, yeah, I do. I represent Urbandale in the best light, you know, and Sister City is an organization that started, like, I believe, 1956. President Eisenhower started it to promote peace between cities everywhere in the world, you know, and promote economic and development. And so me as a representing Urbandale, as I said, it's my second year. First year, I was just observing because mostly Des Moines people, because it's funded by Des Moines, City of Des Moines. And this my second year, they kind of let me vote now, so I can vote on different, yeah. And also, I'm a photographer, you know, and I gifted sister cities a lot of my photos, so they give them to ambassador of Ukraine, and I make sure to tell them I'm from Urbandale. And before, when I would travel, you know, I would tell people I'm from Des Moines. Now I'm promoting Urbandale like fully. Like also, I'm appointed to be vice chair of Pristina committee in Kosovo. So, and we'll try to host some people from Kosovo probably later this year. And what else should I say about? Yeah, and I'm glad that I'm representing Urbandale, and yeah, it's a very cool organization, actually. We got sometimes student exchange. Kids, they come from China, from different countries, Kosovo, from France, from Italy. And yeah, it's very good for kids to learn new language, to meet new friends. And yeah, that would be all from me.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sunny. Any questions for Sunny?
Any questions? Yeah.
I do have to say that he's very well respected on the commission. He's probably not going to say that, but you know, knowing
Yeah,
Sunny,
yeah,
but,
thank you.
But
Yeah.
Cheryl Wisnan, who's on the commission, and I know very well, has numerous times said that Sunny does a great job for us and represents Urbandale well. So
Yeah, and they let me actually to help writing bylaws for the sister cities because I questioned some things that I didn't agree with them, how they do. For example, when they traveled, I noticed that sometimes they take spouses, they take friends, you know, and I question like some things. So now I'm helping to write different like laws. Yeah.
I do have a quick question. Just wondering if you're going to need host homes if you have families coming from Kosovo.
Yes, I will let you know.
Okay.
There will be some, and I will work with Mayor Bob, and I will
Great.
update you on that. Yeah.
all right,
Okay.
great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sunny. All right, we will move on to item 4, which is citizens forum. This is the opportunity to address the council on something not a part of tonight's regular agenda. Does anyone, yep, please come up and give your name and address for the record.
I'm Betty Salmon, and I live at 9106 Greenbelt Drive. I'm just here, I'm only here tonight to tell you about an experience that our family's had in our neighborhood because of the signage that you're putting up for the bicycles, for the complete streets. And I noticed them first when I was walking, that they were painted on the streets, and then the signs were put up too. But a few days after that, I was taking one of my grandsons home from somewhere. Actually, he has a school permit, but he couldn't drive to the place that I was taking him home from. And so as we're going home, we went down one of those streets. This was Aurora, and I know you're working on Aurora now, but it's Aurora west of 86th Street. And I pointed to the signage on the street and explained to my grandson why that's there and how that helps with climate some. And my grandson said, you know, I was riding on this street not long ago, and a lady pulled over and told me to get off the street and ride my bike on the sidewalk. And I said, well, you don't have to do that now. The signs are all over. You can have the lane here. So just want to thank you for starting this project.
Thanks, Betty. I appreciate that. No, it's, you know, obviously he should have been able to ride before that, but it's more of an awareness issue. But it truly is. It's an awareness issue, and it's good that we get the awareness out. And I want to applaud our Public Works Department for getting into that. And we're going to keep moving forward on some other things as well. So I appreciate the comments. So thanks, Betty. Is there anyone else like to address the council? Yeah, Gina, go ahead.
Gina Wright, resident 7319 Oliver Smith Drive. I actually just want to request potentially looking at an added stop sign at the corner of Dennis Drive and 75th Street. It's right around the corner from Karen Acres Elementary. And I live right in that neighborhood, and I watched a couple accidents in the last couple months. Some drivers don't realize that. They think it's a four-way stop. So if anybody recognizes where I'm speaking of, it's right by UCAN as well in that church, Aldersgate. So
Yeah.
I just happened to remember that I wanted to bring that up.
Okay. I think we have, do we have, yeah, Kristen's there, so Kristen's writing it down, so, yeah. All right, thanks, Kristen. I couldn't see, but there was, I thought you were there, but I wanted to make sure, so, thanks, Gina. Is there anyone else who'd like to address the council on something not a part of tonight's agenda? All right, we will move on then. First, adopt the minutes from the August 20, 2024 meeting.
So moved.
Motion by McBurney.
Second.
Second by Rosendahl. Discussion, please vote. All right, that passes. Then the regular meeting from August 20.
So moved.
Motion by McBurney.
Second.
Second by Rosendahl. Discussion, please vote. That passes. And then the August 28 regular, or work session, excuse me.
Motion to approve.
Motion by McBurney.
Second.
Second by Rosendahl. Discussion, please vote. That passes. Item 6 of this consent agenda.
Motion to approve the 9 items on the consent agenda.
Motion by McBurney.
Second.
Second by Bodie. Discussion, please vote. That passes. Item 7, planning and zoning items. We have one is item 7.1, the Lions Park Phase 3 Improvement Site Plan at 4103 72nd Street. And to introduce this is our Assistant Community Development Director, Christy Bales. Christy?
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There's one site plan on the docket for you tonight. To start with the aerial photo, we're going to be talking about Lions Park. Aurora is on the north, and Prairie is on the south. And I'm going to flip over to the phasing plan. You've seen the site plans come through an evolution before you. Phase 1, the splash pad, the spray ground is shown in red. Phase 2, we were here earlier this year as we talked about the pickleball courts, the 3 half basketball courts. Tonight is the next phase, which is shown in blue, and that's the Phase 3 plan. Phase 3 is a lot of pavement related work. This is where we changed the parking along Prairie from parallel to head in. This site plan includes the conversion of that area to create 40 parking spaces that are on street, and you're going to face and head in north, including 2 of those being designed as ADA parking stalls. This phase will also include the darker pavement that you see. So basically the north half of that center 10-foot trail that goes, kind of bisects the park north and south. This will be included in the construction of phase 3. And then some sidewalk work along Prairie and intersecting into 71st and 72nd on each side. There will also be some other playground work internally on the site. And you can see that there in kind of the lower center part. This plan, you'll recall, there's a Lions Park Master Plan. This Phase 3 project is in your CIP. Construction is estimated to begin middle of next summer. The site plan says July 5, right after 4th of July, although when we were talking at the staff level, they may try to do some things in advance of 4th of July. They have kept that 4th of July event in mind as they considered utility, especially water and electric connections there along Prairie Avenue. Jan Herkey, Parks Director, is here to answer any specific questions about the park. Staff didn't make a recommendation since it's our own city project. Planning and zoning did review last week and recommended approval subject to the standard kind of conditions that you would see in a staff report. So those are in your staff report as well. I will take any questions you may have first.
All right. Thank you, Christy. Any questions for Christy?
One of the things I noticed on the like the sky view that you had is there's paved locations with picnic tables set up on them. Is there a specific spot that those are going to be moving to, or those are going to be approximately at the same spot?
I'm gonna tag Jan in.
Those are great questions. We'll be looking at those in regards to some of this area right here already moved because of the detention that's in there. So we'll be looking at, actually, this is the splash pad now. So yes, we'll certainly, as part of the process goes, if they need to be moved, we'll move those. Some of them already have been.
Gotcha. And the work that you were talking about trying to get in before the 4th of July, is that just, like, what would that entail?
We weren't specific when we were talking about it. They were just thinking ahead between school season and 4th of July and that sort of thing. So I don't know that anything's been put in writing.
Gotcha.
At least when we were talking about it in the one staff meeting I was in.
Yeah, just depending on CIP approval, obviously moving forward with this, but also this is a unique one because it affects Prairie Avenue and then school, so there's short windows of time. So if there are some grading things or opportunities that we can do that do not affect the 4th of July operations, we may look to do that, or utilities or underground things.
Okay. And with those ADA parking spots, is that something that they have to stay open for like the 4th of July, or is that something where it's okay to put like a stand or something on top of those as well?
And I don't know, do you have the phased one? Here we go. So we have, in all of these utilities, these little islands here are all of the 4th of July utilities to the tune of about $93,000 to be specific for the 4th of July development and so forth. So we certainly would look at those during the 4th of July. Will not be parking spots. They will be where the vendors are.
Gotcha.
All right. Any other questions? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve Lions Park Phase 3 improvement site plan subject to conditions.
Okay, motion by McBurney.
Second.
Second by Bodie. Discussion. Please vote. That passes. Item 8, our regular agenda items, we have one. First one is item 8.1, which is the architectural services agreement for the restroom improvements project. Jan, did you have anything further you wanted to add to that?
Answer questions.
Okay.
I guess I have a question or a comment. I don't think it's likely appropriate for this particular restroom But as we expand our restroom footprint in public spaces, I'd like to make sure that we're looking at adult size changing tables to be added in our restrooms.
That has been
By
part
the
of
way you're looking at me, it's already something that you're probably
Right,
thinking
yep,
about.
we've already spoken to OPN in regards to that. If it's not both of them, at least one. Walker Johnson seems to be the logical one with the use in a regional park there. So we certainly are looking at that.
All right.
Motion to approve resolution D25-2024.
Motion by McBurney,
Second.
second by Rosendahl. Discussion, please vote. That passes. Item 8.2 is to have a discussion regarding the leash law. I'm going to turn it over to AJ for the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, Chief.
I was going to introduce him very eloquently, but there's the chief, so we'll go with
All right,
that.
Chief,
How's that?
we'll turn it over to you.
Proverbial downhill, if you know what I mean. But we've discussed this, it was, I think it was November 23, somewhere in there where this came up. And it's come up again. Some of the council members have had some inquiries and things. So yeah, tonight's just a discussion about what direction you want to go, and then I'll proceed from there and move it that direction. As I told AJ, I literally have no dog in this fight. So, well, yes. Yeah, so we pushed out the MAC information that we collected back when the original discussion was had here. And, you know, there's 22 cities or counties that are involved with MAC, and 6 of them have a leash required, and the rest have some variance of at heel or a leash exception, if you will, to their ordinance. So it's definitely not unheard of to have a leash required. As AJ and I have spoke, it's easier for us to enforce from a law enforcement perspective. Not that we do a lot of enforcing. We do some warnings and those types of things. We have a continuous violator, obviously, then we would move to a citation. But we're not going to run out and start citing people for not having their dog on a leash unless we have a complaint and a continued problem. We'll warn people, hey, you have to have a dog on your leash if that's the direction you want to go. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, so I'll leave it to you guys to talk it over a little bit.
Well, and I know I was the one that brought this back, and it stemmed from an attack that happened, not necessarily because of leashes. This particular scenario was completely different, and but the result of it made me think back to leashes as a whole and how we'd been talking about this as a council for the last few years. We did see, we have heard complaints from folks all throughout Urbandale about walking dogs and having other dogs that weren't on leash, you know, either approach the person or approach the dog and create situations that are unfavorable to, in my opinion, both parties. And I truly believe that no matter how well trained a dog is, there will always be times where something either spooks them or drives some sort of interest, and the owner is not going to be in full control. And Chief, I don't know, I mean, I like to think that Arco and Basco are pretty well trained, but even in certain circumstances, they could get triggered, right? I mean, very, very rarely, I hope, considering how much we paid for them, but.
Yes, I agree with you completely. I know I've owned dogs my whole life, and none of my dogs would stay at heel if we came across another dog. So that's the vast majority that you're going to see out there. There are the rare exceptions, the police trained dogs, the comfort dogs, those types of things that have went through extensive training that are going to remain at heel. But the run-of-the-mill dog out there is not going to stay at heel when you meet another dog or something of interest to them on a trail or in a park. That's just the reality of it.
Right, and so I do firmly believe that we need to have a leash law in place. I think the 6 foot that we've seen in other communities is sufficient. I know that the concern has been brought up before about folks who want to play with their dogs and play fetch with them, frisbee, whatever. I think having a dog park now kind of solves for that because we have a place specifically designated for dogs to be off a leash where they can perform those type of activities. So I feel like we have the amenities in place to stymie any potential pushback from folks who may be adamant that a leash isn't required. But as it stands right now, I believe there are more folks who would prefer to see dogs on leash than folks who would like to have no leash at all.
I feel very strongly about this too. I have a COVID-acquired pitty mix that is the best dog in the entire world. But, you know, when she is approached by an off-leash dog, it's not fair to her what, her reaction is. Her behavior we can control, but when she's approached by an off-leash dog that gets in her business, and then that person, this just happened, at the school playground or wherever, and I just want to set all of our dogs up for success and everybody be able to love and enjoy and have their dogs thrive in our community. And, my dog is very well behaved, but like you've said, you just have no idea what's going, their prey instinct is, you never know what it's going to get triggered. And it's not fair for my dog that's on a leash to be, not even attacked, but just, surprised, startled, or anything, by a dog that's off leash, because their owner thinks they're the best dog in the world and they're not going to hurt anybody. Well, when my dog gets, sensitive to their territory, my dog was on a leash. So, I guess I feel very strongly that, we just can't trust. We just can't trust a dog to be at heel, and we want all of our dogs to thrive. So I think that we're heading in the right direction with putting a leash law together.
All right. Further comments?
So I think from a parent of young kids perspective, I think that's a good call. I can't always have my kids super close, and so when a dog races up, it's a bit of a terrifying moment to have that. So, yeah.
Well, and same thing for cyclists.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I think it makes your enforcement task, to the extent you have it, easier.
It is, yeah. I'll put something together. There's, like I said, there's 6 or so cities out there that have a current leash requirement, so I'll just, won't reinvent the wheel. I'll probably copy and paste a little bit from them and bring something for you next time that we can take a look at.
And I would like to bring up, if we do end up passing an ordinance to require leashes, if we could revisit the potential of the dog ban that we have on McDivitt Cemetery right now. Because I feel like if we do have a leash law in place, that should help with the original reason for why we banned dogs in McDivitt for the first place, which was we didn't want dogs defecating or urinating on other people's tombstones. And I think having a dog on a leash would help stymie that. And I know we've heard from some residents who have said they would like to see their dogs be able to be walked in that particular area. So if we could revisit it at that time as well.
Yep. I talked to Mary about that today, and that's, I think, part of the reason she's here tonight, Mary, right?
Sure.
So I think this is the first step, and I agree. I think we can probably revisit that as well, so.
We'll put something together.
Making sure that it's like very straightforward and clear too, because that way then there's no.
You're on the leash. Yeah, there won't be any gray. There won't be any gray area when I get done with it.
That's good.
It'll be on the leash or not. So. And like I said, the 6 that I read through, I breezed through them again before the meeting tonight. And they're pretty clear that you got to have your dog on a leash. Should be pretty easy. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Chief. All right, that takes us to the end of our open agenda. Mayor and council items. I'm going to start with Larry tonight. Larry.
Oh, wow, put me on the spot. The only thing I'll bring up is we had a great Labor Day weekend. I know for myself personally, I like to participate in the Labor Day parade that's down in Des Moines. And it was great to see so many different unions out there in full strength. I know LIUNA represents some of our folks here at the city of Urbandale. Plus we have Teamsters 90 that represents the school bus drivers, as well as some of the other factories that are around the city of Urbandale. So it was great to see a lot of those folks out there being represented, and some folks who actually live in Urbandale out there walking with their particular unions. So just happy to see such a strong labor force out and show, and yeah, it was good to see a lot of Urbandale participating as well.
All right, thanks, Larry. Blake?
Very happy to see the new dart shelters getting opened. That was very exciting to finally have that ribbon cut and have those in use. Sad we did not get to go to the other one because they're both excellent ones. So if you haven't, yeah, say Bridget's got a copy if you want to take a look at the
I
other
have a few
shelter.
extra too, but this has the design of the one that's located on Aurora by the park and ride at Glory Day.
Yeah, so get the chance, take a look at them because they're very excellent assets to the community. And, and a little wild sometimes, yes. On the 21st, I tuned into the Polk County emergency meeting. Just since I couldn't get out there, I just tuned in to listen in. There was some talk about ICON Water Safety Group, just making sure that there's kind of some synergy between the emergency management and ICON's water safety guidelines. And then it sounds like they're continuing to work on unifying the dispatch systems on a visibility basis to see what's going on. So some good updates from there. I was curious, I was rolling through my email trying to clear stuff out. Is there any update, and maybe I missed it, but is there any update on the food truck email that we had got about how hosting some of those in parks? I don't remember exactly which park they were hosting from. Yeah.
They were just in a neighborhood, weren't they? I thought they were
Yeah,
just in a neighborhood.
We had the discussion internally with police, parks, community development, in my office. We had that discussion several months ago, and Jan cannot pass up an opportunity to come back to the microphone, so she'll explain to you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kristen, but yeah, we did communicate with the resident, the police, community development, parks, Curtis Brown, we all met and decided the best route would be for a block party, for residents to do a block party, because in parks where there's no parking, it's a liability issue, and so that was communicated to the residents.
Okay, excellent, thank you.
All right, great, thanks, Pat.
Well, I'll just pre-ditto whatever Bridget says. And then I did want to bring up a sustainability issue that we might not be aware of, and it's probably something that we, with our Urbandale Water Utility and the Central Iowa Water Works, need to start thinking about and working on. And that is the fact that a lot of what's driving the need for new water plants is irrigation. And it's really getting out of hand as we continue to grow. And I don't know how many of you have neighbors who have irrigation systems going while it's raining, but I have a couple, and I love my neighbors, but this is probably not the smartest thing for us to be doing. And so I think it's something we need to kind of think about communicating around and working on. And it might be worthy. I've been wanting to do something related to urban stormwater management education for all of us. We could maybe throw a little bit around those things into the mix as well. And AJ, if it's okay with you, I'd talk to you about that. And I want to thank Kristen and others at Public Works for showing up for the Walnut Creek Watershed Management Update meeting, and they continue to work on this. So we'll have some updates and hopefully maybe some regional initiatives related to Walnut Creek over time.
All right, thanks, Pat. Bridget?
This is what it's like, man, to be the last. Definitely not the least,
No, I'm the
though.
last.
Oh, yeah, but, you know. Super excited about the public art shelter. I was telling Amanda, the art CEO, like, how embarrassing I am to my kids, because the first time I drove by, like, did a total Yui and like had to go do, like, take pictures. And that also happened when we got banners out at 156th and Douglas too. So I'm easily amused, but
Give you
it's
a wide berth when you're driving.
yes. So I think it, like Amanda and Bob and I all said, you know, we're at a critical time in the metro and trying to work together in different agencies and different communities. And just something as simple as these art shelters, which didn't turn out to be that simple, I don't think. But, you know, working with the MPO and Bravo and the communities and DART, when you work together, you can do really, really amazing things, you know, as small as an art shelter and as big as whatever we can imagine. So, related to DART, we had our meeting today. We are moving towards the public launch of the Reimagined DART initiative. Not really sure what that's going to look like, but stay tuned. We're having a series of workshops. We had our first one. I got to sit by this very nice gentleman who is the assistant to the city manager of Ankeny and related to our city manager at the workshop last week. Or the week before. Lots of tough conversations to be had. I think Bob's going to join me at the next one.
We've had some mayor's meetings.
Yes.
I mean, but yeah, we've had some dialogue at the mayor's level too. So.
Last week, Amy and I attended a lunch and learn put on by the Dallas County Development Alliance related to Capitol Crossroads. It was just really a good introduction to Capitol Crossroads. They definitely talked about our previous lunch and learn where they were part of the discussion related to the accessory dwelling units. I think everyone appreciates the fact that that discussion was recorded and is available for other people to listen to, but it was mostly suburban communities, but I think there's going to be some intentionality in expanding because it includes Dallas County, which leads me to my last issue of the 3 to 5 for Dallas County. I know I told you we got the signatures in, the supervisors approved it going to the ballot. The website is live now. It's on the Facebook page. I think it's 3 to 5 for Dallas County is the website. The suburban communities, the Eastern Dallas suburban communities are working together to do some education efforts because we have, quite frankly, the staff abilities to do some videos and some other work. And just to clarify, the cities, much like a bond referendum, can educate the public on the issues. City councils and governments cannot take a stance, but individuals can do personal advocacy. So we're moving into the education phase, and we'll know how we roll that out sometime soon. There's a meeting on Monday, and then there'll also be advocacy, which is more of a political, vote yes on 3 to 5 or something like that, and that will be determined how that looks. So stay tuned. But we took a little back to school break, and we're starting up again. So looking forward to seeing that go through.
Okay. All right, thanks. It's been a little quiet. I think most of the things I was going to mention have already been mentioned. I do want to welcome our new Assistant City Clerk, Angie Butler. Angie, welcome tonight. We haven't scared you off yet, right? So, okay. So welcome aboard. Appreciate that. I don't think I have anything further for tonight. So with that, we do have a couple of closed session matters. So I would ask for a motion to.
Can I ask Jan a quick question since she's here?
Sure.
I was just wondering if you could give us an update on the icon installation. I think we were kind of blanking out on kind of when and all of that.
Yes, the contractor has all the materials there, was ready to start with the trail and is working with our design firm just in regards to some of the significant rains that came 2 months ago or so. Had some question in regards to the bank and how much we do with the limestone and so forth, and what the material will be underneath it and so forth. So it's still on, cross our fingers, schedule for finishing this fall. And the artist has all the design plans completed. Fabrication is starting for the 4 sculptures as well. So we're hoping by this fall, we'll have the project done, and we definitely will have a cool ribbon cutting there too.
Exciting fungi, okay.
All right, so thanks, Jan, thank you for that. I would ask for a motion to enter into closed session pursuant to Iowa Code 21.51C to discuss pending litigation.
So moved.
Member Bernie,
Second?
second by Bodie, discussion, please vote. All right, that passes. All right. I'll have to ask everybody to vacate, please. Thank you.